Hi, everyone, and welcome to the January plan with me. This month, our stickers are these adorable hedgehogs. So you get your deco pages, your calendar pages, and then just some fun stickers. So this has the big title, larger stickers, smaller titles with the days of the week, dates of the week, and some extra little babies. And then you have a whole bunch of hedgehogs and hearts on this one. I like hedgehogs, but I didn't want to do a Valentine's theme, so that's why I opted to do more a masculine greens, blues, and yellows for my color scheme. Um, this month, I'm going to show you how you can use some of your other craft items to help you makeshift things for your planner. So I have some cutting dies. This is our word hugs because I always think of hedgehog hugs when I think of things. And then we had our woodland die that had some mushrooms. It had a big mushroom. Okay, and then we have the smaller mushroom as well. So what you can do is just cut it out, out of regular paper that you want. You can just glue that in your book. But I like to actually, use them as doodles. So what I went ahead and did is I cut them out of mylar. If you don't have mylar, you can still just cut them out of paper and use it as templates, and then you can trace around it. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a mushroom here, and then another little baby mushroom I'm just going to have off to the side like that. Because I was thinking it'd be really cute for my cover page to have this little guy with the book like he's reading under the mushroom. And then I have the word hugs. And basically, I'm just going to use these as guides with my sticker. And then I can color them in with some markers. So this is just another way you can use your dies, alphabet, shapes, whatever you have to help you build other things on your pages, especially if you're starting out and maybe you don't have a whole bunch of things to use. So we're going to start off with our mushrooms, and I'm just going to trace them in pencil to start with. Um, and then I'm going to know color placement and all of those other things a little bit later. And this is just to be a guide. I want it to look a little bit organic. So I'm gonna freehand it later, and it might end up, being a little bit bigger. I'm not going to trace exactly on all of the lines, but we're just using our die kind of as a stencil at this moment. So there is our one mushroom. And then I want to overlay like the smaller mushroom in front of it. So let me just erase a little bit of that there. And I'm just gonna go ahead, trace that, and then its little mushroom crab. And I'll show you different ways you can even just hand draw some mushrooms because I want to make mushrooms as my mood tracker for the month. Okay, so then I have the word hugs now. You can start with the negative when you cut it out. It's going to be a little bit more uh, wobbly because it's not bridged together. But this is so you have the illusion when you use word dies and things of the same that you hand wrote it with hand lettering skills, which I do not have. Um, so basically, and then I'm going to go ahead, actually, I'm going to put my sticker down. They are reusable, they can come back up later. So I just kind of want to get an idea of the layout of how I want him to go and where maybe I want the word hugs over here. If I put it underneath them, the page is just really off balanced to me. But if I put it over here, it just seems like it's a little bit more grounded, and then I can always add shadows and things of that nature as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use my negative here, just because I'm just going to be able to go around um, the outsides a little bit easier with it. And again, it's just to be used as a guide. And then once we get this all traced out, I'm just doing it really lightly in pencil. Okay, then I can put this on top of it and get the insides of my letters. Again, though, you could have just done this all together, just that it's a little skinnier to work with these little pieces. Okay, it's just, again, it's just to give a little bit of how I want it to be. And then I had this random heart from another word die that I'm just gonna probably, and it has two different pieces, so I can use the inners or the outers just to help fill up my cover page a little bit, a little bit more. And I think I'll use the inner one on this side. I think this is from our home die, home word die, I should say. And just, hugs, make it a little cute. So it's February, so it's a little Valentine's-y with the hearts, but not necessarily, in the color scheme of it. And then I'm actually going to do my color scheme of it. I'm going to put my mushrooms in red, but I'm going to do the rest of my color scheme in the color scheme of my marker, my stickers. So I have some yellows, blues, and greens, just different markers to be using. Okay, and I guess I'll just start with, well, the hearts don't even have to be all in red either, but I'm going to take my little guy up now because I want to be able to color my mushroom. So I'm just going to grab a pair of tweezers. Oops. And I'm just going to lift, actually, I could probably just do it that way. It was easier. I'm just going to put him on that page for now. And I'm going to grab my red Tombow, and I'm just going to trace the mushroom caps of my mushrooms in my red. Okay, and see, I didn't, perfectly go on the pencil line, which is okay, because it's going to look hand-drawn, which you're doing that right now. You're hand-drawing it, so it's all right. And then I'm going to go ahead and trace on this one as well. Again, this is just to use it as a guide for your organically looking page. Okay, and then I'm just going to switch really quick to this yellow, which is what I'm going to actually, I did not test to see if this will erase a pencil mark. So we're just going to pretend we're drawing a picture. That's going to go on top of it. And so this is one of those markers that it doesn't erase so well once the pencil is down, which that happens sometimes. Getting ahead of myself on some of these things. So what I want to do is really just lighten up my pencil and then draw on my little mushroom stem. And I'll do the same here. Like so. And I'm just gonna go ahead and color it in. It's not exactly the right color for a mushroom stem, but it was the only one I had. I was going to do it with my Copics, but I had already started penciling in some of my information. So otherwise I would have done my Copics and I would have glued 2 pages together. Okay, and then with our marker, we're going to go ahead and color in top part of our mushroom. And I'll probably end up outlining it in black only because then it will tie in with the sticker a little bit better. Since it's not a no line sticker, he does have that nice black thick line around him. And I think actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the thick part of, let me get a scrap piece of paper. Just grab a scrap from another book that I had. It's my old one that I use as thinking of ideas that I want to do. But let's just say I want to see how it's gonna look if I so we're actually going to be end up pretty much like doing this twice if this works. And then this would be connected here. Okay. So I just want to pretend if I was outlining it. Okay, and then if I was filling it in. Oh, actually, I could probably just. I can just use the guide of the stencil that I had and then fill it in on parts that I don't need. So we're just going to like so. Now I wish I didn't go up like that, but hey, it happens. And then with the fine tip, we can fix things up a little bit. Okay, and then we can erase our lines. Oops, got a smudge from being wet still. Okay, and then we can make, let's see, do I have, I didn't take out a yellow marker. Let's see which yellow is going to look the closest. Some of our stickers here. Oops. No, it's not going to be that one. Actually, it might be this one. It's not too bad. But this one's going to be like yellow, yellow. It's not really that color yellow. And I don't even think I have a dark green in a Tombow marker. This is more of a teal color, I think. Oh no, technically, all right, that one could probably work. Okay. So we are just going, crap, this one. And let's just color in a heart in green. Again, this is just because it's going to tie in with the colors on my stickers. And give that a second to dry before we try to erase them so it doesn't smudge like that other one. And then we're going to want to outline everything in a nice black to kind of go with our sticker. And I don't have like a big fat chunky black at fine point, so we might just have to go around it a few times to make it so I'm just gonna go around it. I'm just thickening it up so it kind of matches the line on my sticker. And then it just kind of gives it more of a whimsical, cartoony feel, which with the stickers, I think that goes really nice with the aesthetic of it. Some little nooks and I'm just, oops. Good if you can kind of keep it. If I had my brush marker, it probably would be a little bit better doing it this way. You kind of want to keep the thicknesses to at least look around the same thicknesses, which I did not do. Just gonna turn my book a little bit so I can get in there and you just kind of have to go with the process. And play around with it. And that's what doodling's all about. Just keep playing. There's no right or wrong. Doodle's a doodle. Okay, it's thicker. This is when micron pens and their different tip sizes come in handy, because if you have the fatter ones, you just have to go around it the one time, get a nice thick line. Can't really even see the black up against the green because the green is pretty dark, but it'll just match with everything else by at least having it on there. Okay. And we'll just put a little few extra dots and stuff like that. And now I want to trace over my hugs. But I want to see if I'm gonna go how I want to do that. I don't know if I want to go, all right, I'm gonna go over and then under. And then we can even add our little dots. But we're also going to add white ones. I like white highlights on mine, not usually black. But we just want to add some details. Okay. And then I am going to take a gray one, and I just like to always just add like a shadow behind. I don't know if that's going to show up on camera well, but it just adds like there's a little bit of dimension and a little bit of movement to the items. And it doesn't have to be big and chunky, just a little here and there, just to give the illusion of shadows and some depth on the items. I don't really know why I'm putting this one on right now, honestly, because the little hedgehog's gonna cover that bit, but let's get our little guy back up. I don't want it to cover hugs. Did I put that too low? Okay, we'll have him right around here. And there is a cute little design. Let's grab a yellow marker. We're gonna just add some dots. Again, I just like to add so it has some movement on my page. And I want the colors to tie in together when we get to our other parts of our layout. Okay, so that is my February cover page. And now I already went ahead and oh, this started to bleed through just a little bit. I already made my monthly boxes out. Okay, for February. What is going on? It's just a matter of adding in our stickers now. So I'm gonna grab these. I like my week to start on a Monday. You don't have to start yours on a Monday, but I'm just going to put these on my header boxes. So Monday, and then we have our Pretty Tuesday. So I'm just going to put all of these stickers down. And then I'll put in my numbers as well. Okay, and now for me, two important days in our house for February is February 1st and February 19th. And then I will put a heart for Valentine's, the 14th, it's blue, so let's put it in the, I'll make it a green heart. Put a green heart for Valentine's Day. Okay, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna put in some of our other cute hedgehogs. Um, I just put these ones were perfect little sizes that were just like the extras that were there. But I really love this little guy and how he's sitting. And these are days that aren't in this month. So I could put there. And let's see. He's cute. The one he looks like he's like got his hands. Like he's just waiting for like, oops, I'm so happy. Like, oh, so like he's surprised. Put him there. And then we can just randomly put some doodles down the side. I also have some washi tape. It's not exactly the great match. It's hard when you buy washi offline and not in person, or stickers online and not in person, and you can't always match them all up. But I do like some of this washi, so I am gonna and I love plaid, and I also love argyle. So there's some really cute ones that are in here, but I think I'm gonna go with this plaid for now. And I am just gonna make a border down this side of my page. Let's get this side of the way. I just turn my book here, and just basically all I do is I just go all the way up. And then on some pages you can wrap it around the other edge too, but since this one we didn't have it, I'm just gonna trim it right with the page. And then likewise on this piece here, trim it to match on the page. There we go. Okay, so now I have my cover page here. The start of my monthly, I still have a lot of room up there. And then I already started penciling out my weeklies. I did this one different than my last month's weeklies, just so we can do something different together each month. Um, and then I have my mushrooms for my tracker. And then what I did not show you in my January one is, because I started late, is I am trying to lose 10 pounds a month, which is 2 pounds a week, which I think is doable. So I just made a stencil of the number 10 with 10 spots in it so that I can cross it off as I go. And this is my January one. So if I lose 2 pounds, I'm going to color it in, lose another 2 pounds, color it in, just so that I can each month. Slow and steady wins the race. I don't want to be one of those, oh, I want to lose 30 pounds in a month, because that's not, I don't want to starve myself. And okay, so I really like this plaid here. So I think I might add some more something across the top here as well, because I really think it's pretty. And now I do like how it's tying in together. If I could, I would put it down here. If I, let's do that. Let's border up our, so we're gonna move, this guy needs to get moved, and this one's gonna get moved. Okay, and we're gonna just pretty much stay open. Mimic what we did on the other side to this side. I really love this washi. Okay. And there's so many patterns and everything out for washi. But like I said, like unless you go into the store, you're buying it. I buy everything offline. I barely ever go to a store anymore. So that's why it didn't really quite match. Alright, so there we go with that. But it just jazzes up, you know, the edges of your pages a little bit. Now we need to put our little stickers back. You can see how easy they come up. They are repositional, which is awesome. Okay, and then let's get this little guy back over here in his little corner, like so. Okay, and there is monthly. Okay, and then you can also, we can add some little doodles to it. Let me find my other, since we have some light greens in here too. Let's see about these colors really quick. So we have dark greens. We have, oh no, that's like a blue green. That's a weird color. That's not what I was expecting at all. Okay, and that's a light green. I thought I had a really lighter one, but I guess not. Actually, that blue kind of goes, but I want to do leaves anyway. So all I'm going to do is I am going to take my little, looks like it exploded, and basically we're going to just draw little doodad type branches coming out here with some leaf type things on there just to give it a little bit more movement on the page and cover some of these empty spots. So I'm just going to make a line like so, and they're basically like teardrops. And then you just repeat on the other side. Like so. It just adds a little bit of, like I said, movement to things on the page. And then we can add some more down here. You can even add some, in, a little box, however you want to do it. And then I'm just going to come on this side and just do a little one over here. Okay. Nothing crazy, nothing. And then I can go in with my darker color and just add some dots. Again, it just helps break things up. Adds a little more dimension because you're adding some more colors. Just a little something extra. You can even, if you want, you can put the lines in the leaves. If you like that look, you can do that as well. I usually like them just opened. So I technically probably wouldn't have done this, but I was doing it to show you different ways you can make your leaves. You can even color them in. So let's do one where we color them in. Might end up liking that the most. And just ties. And it goes with the washi a bit too, so that's always nice. Hopefully I'm not coloring too dark. Okay. And it's just to add a little whimsy touch. I mean, you can be as minimalistic as you want. You can um, doodle, constantly over the whole entire thing if you want. So, like, there's like literally all just doodle. Um, the Zentangle is really popular. Draw tons of things in different patterns with that. Maybe we'll do one of those if I figure out a sticker of something that could go with that for a month. I mean, I've already got a whole bunch drawn up for stickers for the year. So I'll have to go back and see what I actually have. And then I think I'll take, I do kind of like that blue, unless I find, let's see, there's another blue. This one might be too dark. Actually, that looks good too. But I kind of do think I like this one because it kind of has, it's a greeny blue to it. Just to add a little bit of that color tying in to the plaid on the washi. And I'm just doing like an underline for it. Okay. I think we should have the big February sticker here, not this small one, because it doesn't fill up enough of the space. I'm just gonna put this one back on here. Actually, I don't, I'm gonna move it to another page for now because if I don't line it up and then I get it stuck on the other piece of release paper, it might actually not be a good thing. That looks so much better. Fills in um, more of the room. And we could always, but no, I don't want to put a big one there. Save him. Okay, so I think this is going to be it for now. You know what, I might actually just make more. Wait, where's the dark green one? Alright, I'll just fill in with some more to fill up the space a little bit more so I don't have that big white space just sitting there. And you always want to fill in your negative and your positive space on your pages so it balances. You just don't have like this gaping area showing. Unless it's you're doing a minimalistic look. And then you can have, bigger areas. And they're just kind of like teardrop shapes. And just makes a little bit of a tack onto your page, filling in those spaces. And with our dark green, we're just gonna add those dots down the center. Try not to like go up and down, try to turn it around, otherwise you end up with a pattern of things in a row instead, and then it doesn't look as organic, especially if you're thinking of where to put the placement. You don't want to do that either. So, and it just helps balance it out because there's something here and now there's something there. And I think we might want a little thing right here. Maybe just like a tiny, tiny one. Okay. And now we have our monthly spread all ready to go. Looks good. I like it. You can even just add, in the lines, just to give these a little bit of character as well. So they're not just this boring old thing. There's just so much you can do. But there we go. And then I'm going to start on my weekly pages. As you can see, all I did was well, this is not going to be here. Let's move this away. Let's go put you here for now. Just get you out of the way until we figure out your new home. Okay, so weekly. So it's my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. So this is the first week, which is actually week 5 of the year. And then we have our week 6, which is our second week 7, week 8. And then, like I said, I have my tracker and then my weight loss plan. But what I'm going to do on here is in the corner, I'm going to do the February calendar on all of my pages, just so I have it as a quick overview. And all I did with that is I have a little stencil template that I made on my laser machine. And I can just put that right there. And then these, I believe, are 12 by 12 square. The top 2 lines I'm going to color and then write the day of the week, and then a circle on there. And then I have all these little extra squares here, big one in the center on each of them for stickers and doodles of whatever I want, as opposed to when I did the last one with the rows. This one gives me more spacing. It also gives me more room to write in my area that way. So this is what we're going to work on now. I'm not going to probably do all 4 weeks with you. I'll just show you how I do the one. And then I'll just show you how I ended up doing the rest of them. So we'll pause in that. So I'm just trying to think which one we should do together. So I know my father's birthday is on the 19th. So I don't know. This one I haven't really even figured out doodles for it or anything. But regardless, we're gonna start somewhere. So we're gonna start, I am just gonna go ahead and figure out colors of the boxes. And I like the color scheme on here, so I'll probably do them in a color scheme easily. So I might do the dark green boxes, and then we can do it. I need to find a marker because these aren't. So I'm going to turn off my video, see what colors in brush markers I have or highlighters for my headers, and then we will continue on. Okay, so here is our cover page, our monthly page, and now we're going to start on our weekly pages. And I pretty much sketched out what I wanted it to be. And I've already went and I've done my other weeks, and I'll go over those with you. I'll show you what I did there, but I am going to put my little calendar up here in the corner. So I am just going to use this little stencil that I made. I like to use this for mini calendars. I also like to use it for habit tracking on some things as well. Or sometimes when I am late in doing a spread and I don't have time to make everything I need, I'll just use this as my calendar because there are times life gets busy and I am not up on my planners as I should be. Okay, so that is that. And then what I'm going to do, I have a T-square ruler. I like to use a T-square ruler. So basically what I did is I made every page opposite, green here, and then I'm going to do blue boxes. Here I did blue boxes with the green. So this is our second week, and then I put my calendar, my stickers on there. So this is week 2. And I just made it really simple. I can put actually in these headers, I could do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, weekend if I wanted. And then I just made some little decorations just because I wanted everything to also tie in with these colors. So the little leaf doodles that I put on here, I'm carrying it through on the rest of my pages. So this is technically the second week of February. Here is the third week of February. I did miss you because it's my father's birthday, and he's passed. My mom, so the 1st and the 19th, my mom and my dad. But I didn't start. This is starting on a Monday, so my mom's not on this one. But again, we have some mushrooms that I drew and some more of the vines, added some stickers, and then my final week. Today is a great day. Again, that calendar's there with our stickers, some more mushrooms, our little hedgehogs. So now that I know this is green, so I'm going to make my boxes in my dark blue. So I just grab my pen and I'm just going to box out all of my boxes. A T-square ruler is actually a really good ruler to have as well, because you can butt it up to the top of your notebooks to keep the line straight as well. But I use T-squares for a lot of different things that I use in crafting, so I just really like them. Just a personal thing. So we're going to go here. But I definitely recommend a see-through ruler for doing your planner if you don't have that. That is definitely one of the must-haves, in my opinion, to have. Hopefully I'm still not off camera. I hope I wasn't paying attention. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out my camera setup, like height-wise, so that it catches enough of what I'm doing. But if I need to zoom in, I can still zoom in, and that you don't see the messy parts of my desk on either side of me. Now we just got to do our crosses. So, and again, this is a 12 by 12 square, which roughly I think that might be, I'll measure it, but I think it might be close to like 3 inches, maybe. No, maybe it's not 3 inches here. 2 3/8 is what it comes out to be. 2 3/8 box. And that's why I like the dot journal a lot, because you can just count them, make a ruler. Because usually when you buy stencils for bullet journaling and this kind of thing, they'll match up with usually like the first or second one, and then it kind of goes off askew, which it doesn't matter because the stencil is going to be all together and in line. But if you're one of those people that like you see like it's not matching up to a dot, some stencils are not going to be what you'll want to go with. You'll be better off just drawing them in yourself with a ruler. I do use stencils for things because I just think it makes it quicker and easier to go. My monthly calendar, this I used was a stencil, so you can see it lines up on this dot and this dot, but it doesn't quite line up with the edge on here or in here. But looking at it quickly, you don't notice it. But if you're one of those people that have like issues with it not lining up, then stencils might not be the way you want to go. So next what we're going to do is I'm going to turn my book over, and we're going to put in our yellow little headery part. So I'm just going to erase my pencil marks because the yellow will trap that underneath. So we have all of the boxes done. Now we're going to start our highlighties. So I just have a highlighter pen, and I'm just going to go so that it's 2 spaces down. Like, oop, mess that one up. Happens. Okay, let's get this flat over here. Okay, we're just going to do that on all of our boxes. Just get, and at least my colors are all still matching my stickers, which is the green, the blue, and the yellow. This way. Start 2. Okay, so there is my headers for everything that I want and need. Now I do have another template that I like to use. Of course, now where did I put it? Okay, so I just want to be able to use the circle. So I'm just going to kind of center them on my page. And I'm not worried about the circle because my stickers will end up eventually more or less covering it. So it's not really a big deal. I'm just doing it so I can kind of eyeball where I need them to go. So it's a little uniform. Doesn't need to be perfect, but just so I kind of have an idea where to lay out my sticker. Okay. So that's that. Now we're going to go ahead and fill in our numbers, and I'm going to use a very fine, so we have 1, and then you have like 0.5, 0.7. This is a 0.1, so it's a super fine one, just so now I can put in my Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and now my numbers for the month. Okay, and then I can go ahead and, oh, we didn't write in February. That's the wrong one. We're just going to write February. Okay, now I'm going to erase my pencil marks here. And then I'm just going to take a little red marker to mark my mom and my dad's birthday with a little heart, which is literally a V with a marker. Super, super easy. Okay, so then what we're going to want to do next is let's find my stickers. We could put my stickers. So I'm not going to be using the one because technically that would have been at the end of my last month's week. So I'm just going to start with my 2, 3, oop, crooked. What I like about these stickers, literally, if you just take your paper, kind of bend it, they pop right off. Really easy to get to them. Okay, so then here is our 4. And you can see it covers my circle, which is a happy accident. I had no idea they were the same size. Just turned out to be that way, which is awesome. I was planning on that, like I was going to have to outline my circles. And then the 7 and the 8 kind of share the last box because it's the weekend. And I don't really have like stuff to put in the weekends, we're usually just home doing family stuff. It's not like I have appointments and things of that nature normally. Okay, and then I can go in and erase all my other pencil marks. And then we can work on our center word art here. And then adding some more stickers and things of that picture. I had originally wanted to have every week 5, week 6, week 7, so I knew it for the whole entire year, but I'm probably not gonna do that because I didn't leave a whole bunch of space in other areas. Okay. Now basically I just want to color these things in. I need my big blue marker. Hold on, I put that one away already, I believe. Nope, that is not it. This is it. Okay. So I just want to keep, pretty much the same colors as I'm doing in these other ones. So let's see, I can do with this. Oh, let me get my other green marker. This is it. So see, we did green there, blue. All right, so let's start with the green. And I can just outline my lettering to begin with, and then I can go back and color it in. So I'll do be bold, and then I can do or italic in the blue. Or do I want to switch it like B and the yeah, let's do it like that actually. Now I'm just gonna, now these markers will bleed through if you do too many coats, so I'm just trying to be thick with them to fill in most of my spot as I'm doing it. So we'll fix that when we go over with our highlights. P. These are just kind of like a rounded bubble letter, nothing fancy. I should make an alphabet stencil, but I hate having to like line up each letter to spell things out. That's why I just like because I'm able to make my own stencils. It's just easier to do the word as a whole, but then, I'm not going to use it again. Like I made that number 10 for my little weight loss journey because I know I'm going to use that in each month. So that one made sense to make. Okay, so be bold. Now to do my yellow marker, I actually have to really lightly erase what's here so I can barely see it because the pencil will show through. So we'll do be bold. We'll do or, and then we'll go back to our green for the lettering here. It's not always easy when you're in the seam of the book, especially that's most of the time when you'll find like you're coloring a little bit more, and then you end up getting in the seam and it'll bleed through to another page. So just be aware of that. But the good part is you usually, can hide a lot of things with stickers, which is also a really easy thing. You can probably just dot or I. Okay, so be italic. feel like that's going to have a bleed through right there because it looks really wet. Oh, it didn't, so we're lucky. Okay. Really thought it was going to. Okay. And then the little parts here you can just kind of clean up. And then we're going to take our fat marker. That's our skinny one. So this was my 0.1. This is my 1 point. So you can see this one is a fatter. Okay, so be bold or italic, never regular. Let's get that to dry and let me find my other sticker sheet because I know the cute little hedgehog I want to. These are my penguins left over from last month. Where is my big? I had my big hedgehog I still wanted to use. Oop. Okay, where is that other sticker sheet? I had just tossed. Here it is. So I thought this one would be really fun. Like she's being bold or italic, and she's just kind of got that cute little bit of a atmosphere and some. I'm gonna actually color in this blue because I don't like it like that. I like it like that. Okay, so let's see eraser marks I missed here as well. Let's just clean that up a little bit. All right, and now we can get in here and erase our. And again, this is my favorite eraser. I mean, it really gets everything. All right. Oh, and I know before I put him down, I also have my gray marker, and I just want to put like little shadows on the side of my box. And then actually we need to put some on our lettering as well. It probably doesn't really show up on the camera very well, but again, it's just giving it a little bit of depth for the illusion that it's just not this flat writing. And then on, just kind of rewrite the letters off to the side a little to do a drop shadow. Okay, and now our this cute hedgehog. She is strutting her stuff. She is bold. She's a bold girl. And then we can take some of our other little guys here and just randomly place them where we want them to go. Just gonna try to use up a good chunk of what I have left of my stickers. I don't want them to be wasted and not used. I have one little lonely heart, so we'll just put that last sticker there. And then we have this little guy reading a book. And this is, I believe, my last hedgehog sticker. Yep. So we can just, I wish like one was facing another, but for some reason I made all of them. Let's see. We could just stick him over here. All right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I am going to add in some more of our leaves so the pages kind of go together. Oh, I know what I need to do first. No, no, no. We need to add, I didn't show you. So on these, I actually added green washi to the bottom of it. So it's like grass on the bottom of my pages. So we're actually, take these up. It's a good thing these are repositional stickers. Alrighty, so I'm just going to grab my green washi. Now see this one, some of your pages when you find them, you're going to see that it's a fold, and then some of them are actually going to be the flat. So when it's a flat one like that, I just go straight across with my washi, but when it's a fold like that, I cut it off and I make two pieces because I don't want it to buckle up later on if the book's opening and closing a lot. So I'm just going to take my washi tape, it's just a pale green. Guys, know me, green is my favorite color. Actually, green and yellow, so that's probably why I did this color scheme. Anyways, so another tool that I have, which I think are really cool, especially if you have little kids around, it looks like a pen, but it's actually a little knife, and that way you can just cut your washi. It's like a little X-Acto knife. But it retracts so nobody gets hurt with anything. And then what I do on these is I just kind of go over through the top tape layer. So I'm not putting, a ton of pressure because I don't want it to cut my paper. I just want it to cut the top washi piece. And then I'm just going to remove it because when I planned my boxes, I did not know I was going to use washi tape. So it covered it, so I just cut that right out. And then you just take a pair of scissors and I just follow the shape of my book, my page. Sometimes you just have to rub it with your finger to get the shape if you didn't cut it so well. And then I'm going to do my other piece, my other page here, and I'm going to just do the same exact thing. So laying down that washi. And then over here where the seam is now on here, this one kind of wraps around. So I'm going to just use my fingernail to kind of push it in there and then cut it out. That way it wraps it around just a smidge. And then the same thing again, just using this little blade. And of course, if you have like the Cameo and the Cricut and all, like a lot of them come with tools, and sometimes there are like little razor blades that come in the pack. So you might actually have a tool that actually is similar to this, or you could just, use an X-Acto knife. I don't have little kids in my house, but I know if I had it, the metal, the silver X-Acto knives that have no caps usually, if I put this in I have a little, like a cup thing on the wall system, one of those things from IKEA. Um, I know me that like I would throw it in and the blade would be up, and one day when I wasn't paying attention, I'd probably go and grab it. And then I would end up cutting myself because I am accident prone like that. So that is why I like the retractable kind. Of course, if I had young kids in the house, I would have them for them. Oops, and I cut my paper. Wasn't paying attention there, so let's just straighten that out. Okay, so now, did I not erase that before? Okay, so now we can go on to decorating. So I have my lighter green pen. Actually, I don't need this anymore, so I'm gonna put that over there. So my lighter green pen, and I'm just gonna, do random places for where I want my vines to be. So I'm just gonna kind of add one there, and I'll probably have one coming down here, maybe a little one there, Another one. Well, this one's curving this way, so I'll make this one curve that way. And then maybe a small one billowing through those 2 pages. And let's start filling these in, and then we'll see if I feel like I need to add more. So again, it's just a line, and then basically teardrop shapes following the curve of your line, and then mirroring it on the other side. This pen has seen better days. The chip is split, so I'm going to have to pull out my other ones next time. And I'm just doodling in. And you can see it's very loose. It's not, I'm not doing it slow that I form like perfect teardrops because I don't want it. I want it to be loose and I want it to be doodleish. So I don't really kind of think when I'm doing them. I just kind of let it happen. Okay, and then I have my green Tombow that I'm just gonna color them in. I mean, I also like when it's just line art, but since we colored them in on the other page and I just want it to be cohesive throughout, we are just going to color them in. And again, I'm not coloring them in perfectly. There's some white on the edges, and that's because we're going to add more details to it that it's okay that they're not colored in perfect. It's just for your eye to kind of move on the page just so it reads the leaves. It's kind of just an illusion because it's not the main parts of my page. It's the same thing when you do coloring. You know, I don't necessarily always go crazy in the clothing because it's usually the hair and the skin that is more of the focal point when I do my coloring. Okay. And then with my dark green markers, when I'm gonna put those random dots on the stemmy part, and again, I'm not planning where the dots go because if I did, I would end up with a rose. You just kind of move your hand and let the dots fall where they may. And I did do doodles of mushrooms on some of the other pages, and I made like a little how-to page for doodling mushrooms with step by step. So I will show you that in the book as well. Okay, and then we had our lighter blue-green that I just kind of went on the sides of the leaves. Again, it's just to help add movement to the page a little bit more so everything's not just this flat greenery on here. Again, I think we even have a die that is the shape of a leaf, maybe not bowed out as much. But again, if you're not comfortable hand doodling, but you have a lot of crafts items in your house, just grab those items. Now, where did I put that gray? Oh, it's up here. And then just with the gray, I just kind of zigzag on that side to make the shadow behind. And yeah, I don't think it's bad. I do have most of them coming from the bottom and not so many coming from the top. But I think that it's fine because we gotta do our white gel pen now. And we're gonna just add some visual interest to our letters. Okay. Nothing fancy there. So that would be my week 1 page. So again, starting at the beginning, we have our cover page for February. Then I have my monthly layout here. And you know what? Did I do? Yeah, I did. I put the grays down here. Okay. Then we go into our weekly. You know what? Still want to do something a little bit more on these letters. So I'm just going to add a little. Just make it stand out just a little bit more. Okay, add some under there. Yep. Oh, uh-oh. Just make it a little more popped out. So there's my week 1. Here's my week 2. Doodled some extra things in these corners. Not as many stickers of the hedgehogs, but I used more of the hearts because I wrote love who you are. I doodled a little mushroom here and I put one of the larger characters. Then our next one, this was from my father's page for his birthday with the miss you. So a couple more hearts here. And then we have our doodles, and you can see the theme is pretty much the same throughout. And then my final page, today is a great day, some more mushrooms, our leaves. Okay. Then this is gonna be my tracker for the month. Once I decide what I want to track, if it's going to be, a no spend or a habit or whatever, I'll make my legend in this section so I know what color I'm going to do. But you'll notice here, I cut off part of the page and I put washi on it, and then you can see the washi on the next one. And I do that on a couple of layouts just because then it's easier when I'm flipping through to find things. When I have pages that are a little bit shorter. Sometimes I'll even go 3 and 4 in. It just depends on that month and what I'm doing. So this is my mood tracker, and I'm going to show you the page on step-by-steps of how you can draw your own mushrooms. This is my hopefully my goal for each month, 10 pounds. I'll be happy if I get 8 pounds, 2 pounds a week. I just feel like it seems like that's doable. I also put work and make it happen, but you'll notice like the lettering and how I do the white dots is kind of a similar theme throughout all my pages as well, just so I'm keeping it cohesive. And then here is our Doodle It page. So this is step by step on how you draw this style mushroom. These 2 mushrooms are very, very similar. It's just the top parts are different. So you start out with your stem, and then you're going to add a rounded triangle basically to the top of that, and then you add in your circles. Then you're going to do again your stem, but this time the mushroom part is kind of like a jelly bean shape. And then you add in those circles. This is probably my favorite of all the mushrooms. I just like because I like when the underside of it starts to show. But we elongated the bottom, and then you just make a very narrow circle from one edge to the other, but hitting those top pieces of your mushroom. And then you make a larger one on top of that. It's the same exact movement, it's just one is bigger to make the cap of the mushroom. You add your circles and then your lines on the underside. This one's a little different. This one, because it's more like the mushroom's tilted over a bit further, so you're going to make a rounded rectangle, and then you're going to add a smushed circle, an oval type thing on there that does not connect, goes off to the edge, and then you go around that with a larger circle. You do not want them to be circles. So when I'm saying circles, I don't actually mean like a circle, because you want them to be a little flattened out. And you can even see from this one, and then when I had to redraw it here, the shape is different. But that's what I mean. It's more of like an elongated, flattened oval type shape. So you draw those, and then the inside is the underside of the mushroom, so you're going to have your lines, and then the top is your cap of your mushrooms for your circles. And then this one, you kind of make the collar first, then we add our stem, and then it's half round and then kind of bowed out on the bottom, and then you add your little circles that way. And then I did my favorite one, larger, and then we put our little kawaii face on them. The one that is kind of the jelly bean type shape, and then the one with the little collar. And now that's how we do our doodles. And I'll try to remember to do a doodle page at the end of all of the ones if I do doodles for that layout. This one, obviously, I chose mushrooms. And I know hedgehogs, because I just thought with mushrooms, and mushrooms probably would have been more like for a fall layout. But I wanted to do something with the hearts, and that's why, but I didn't want Valentine's Day for February to be a pink and red layout. But I wanted to at least tie in red for Valentine's Day if necessary, and that's why we did the layout that we did. So I hope you enjoyed this month's tutorial. Again, if there is anything that you would like for me to, show how I do, if, just let me know in the comments or shoot me a message and we will work on it. So this is our February sticker kit, the hedgehogs. It is available starting today. There are limited stock. So if it's something that you like, you want to make sure you grab it while you can. Hopefully, we'll turn this into a subscription club, and you will be able to sign up for that when the time happens. Okay, thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you next time with our March edition. Have a good one. Bye.